it's like the idea of the broom, no? If you pick it only just one, you
Mm,
have no power, you have no influence, you have no,
absolutely.
it cannot go anywhere because you
Mm,
just break it, it's gone.
yeah.
But if you take all of them put together, even each of them are weak,
Yes.
but they become strong.
Absolutely.
All right. Um, Now we understand the importance of this, but why is the idea not transmitted to the people? Again, we are going to come back to the game because it is an important part of the entire process of the game, football. Some people might look at it as a way to make money, which is fine. You can make money from it. But the fundamental idea behind the people, it need to be sold into the mind of the people so they can, because they are fun, no? They love this game. But how can we from there use it as a kind of an instrument to bring goodness, to bring out the spirit of Ubuntu, for example, into the mind of the people, that we have a common objective. Because now, when we begin to dissect it, we see that it actually helped to build the society.
Mm,
The people there in Arsenal or in Manchester are protesting not because they are poor, not because they are not going to get money anymore, but because something is coming to shake the fundamental of that society. You know, there are some people, some experts who are actually looking at the human being, the way that our society function and is formed in relation also to other animals with which we are cohabiting in this world. Some have said that we are where we are today not because we are the strongest, not because we are the most intelligent. Our brain is not even that big compared to other animals in the world, but we have a way of being able to work together across even our ethnic line, across our sex, our gender, our religion, if you like. We are able to build something based on the fundamentals that put us together. So this is where I'm trying to understand, where are we missing it? That in Africa, for example, we don't care about the rules. Because that is why you see politicians siphoning all the money. Because he doesn't care about the rules. He doesn't care about what is going to happen in the next 5, 10 years. You remember the Studio Tinapart project? All this noise, and it was a really fantastic project in Calabar. Do you know that that project has been abandoned now with everything that have been done? Because the people don't care about the legacy. They don't care. Okay, not the people. The politicians do not care about the people. Because if they care, they would have asked the question, these people that were supposed to be working there, where are they now? The money that was supposed to be made, the people that were supposed to be beating their hand on the chest and say, oh, we are the Calabar people. Come and visit us. Look at the Studio Tinapa. They cannot say that anymore. Do we respect them? Because if you respect them, you will do everything possible to make sure that that project doesn't die. So this is the question. Where are we missing it? Help me.
education and greed. Greed on the part of the politicians, greed on the part of the leadership, and lack of education. Now, when I say education, there's a lot of people who have gone to school. And, especially when you go to Africa, when you go to my darling Nigeria, when you hear the big English that comes out of there, you believe that, there's so many educated people, but how educated really are they? The important thing is now is the time to start to educate ourselves, educate people. And when I say educate people, we're not sending people to the classroom. It's boring, man. We're talking about educating people on the needs, on what is missing, on the missing links of this world, on this kind of example that we give. I've in football, for example, there was a time when the team is put together and says, this is your objective. The objective is you have to play the ball, you have to score goals, you have to be very strong and rugged, you have to attack that midfield and make sure that nobody gets in between you guys. You have to provide a spare man, and that man in front, when you swing across to him, he has to connect with his head and score the goal. You have to, this. And in those days, you didn't care who your opposition was. You just concentrate on yourself. And then education came. Football education is coming. We have not even perfected it anywhere near in Nigeria or in Africa. But we want to. And that is the crux behind, for example, as an example, and this is just a digression, the formation of the African Football Scouts and Coaches Association that we have got to educate the African on football. Because these days, what we now have is that major clubs, big clubs, are now educating their players on the need to do certain things, on the need to study the game, on the need to eat well, on the need to stay fit. A lot of our players, even up until now that I'm talking to you, when they get the opportunity, they will get a big mound of banku or pounded yam. All right, and they will eat it like if the end of the world was coming. They will overindulge. And then the very next day, they go to their clubs and they start eating proper. And now education tells them you need to look after yourselves on a daily. A lot of them, when they finish playing, when they're done playing, their lifestyle, you then find out that they suddenly died of a heart attack because they've amassed so much cholesterol in their bodies and all that. There is now education. There is now education. They need to educate the football player on why it's important to know the strength of your opposition. I was the chief scout of the Nigerian Super Eagles for almost 6 years. And I know that when I go and present to the Nigeria Football Federation and say, guys, okay, we want to go and study Croatia because we got to play them in the World Cup. And we need to go and study them and we need to know more about them so that I can put my players in a meeting room and educate them about why we're playing Croatia and why we need to work hard. This guy plays with his left foot. So leave him. Let him do whatever he wants on his right, but make sure he doesn't get the ball on his left because if he unleashes a shot, you're in trouble. Oh, this guy is very weak. So stay back and then he can't run. Push the ball fast and run because you run past him because he hasn't got pace. We educate them. Do you know that for many years, for a good chunk of those 3 years, the people in the Nigerian football authorities did not believe in it. They felt that, no, we've got the players that can do this work. It doesn't matter where they come from. We are Nigeria, we can win. It's not like that, guys.